Hey,
That's like,
I
come
will
and get
not
me.
change the philosophy. You will have to change the man.
It's September 14th.
Is he on the hot seat? The answer is yes. Yes, he is on the hot seat.
I don't believe in that in this.
He's keep going. He won't stop. Okay, there's certain things about we're talking Ruben Amram hot seat. This can go a few different ways. Okay, so there's a few things I look for when a manager is on the hot seat.
John's
Sir,
hot seat assessment.
My
Let's
hot
go.
seat assessment
Number
would be
one.
like number one, pressers.
Irritable.
Pressers not going well.
Yeah, this is
Saying you have to
Yipping?
fire me because I will not give up this hill. I will not change.
This is bad.
The next one would be fans leaving. Fans leaving would be not a good sign. Like, part of the product is entertainment value. And when you're playing your bitter rivals and fans are leaving in droves and the section is pretty much empty,
Not great.
at the 87th minute, it is not great. And so fans vote with their feet. We are fickle, but the manager is having a tough one. And he deserves it. We also polled our fans here, and then we can sort of open it up to just free commentary. Is he on the hot seat? 82% says yes. So hot seat would mean, like, is his job in danger? And I would say it is clear. It is grave danger.
Grave danger.
Yes,
Grave
it is
danger.
grave danger.
And you know what the third big step, John's missing it out, is one of the most critical ingredients is that the stories will start coming out this week.
No, Manchester United always has stories.
I know, but there's
That's
always
whole idea.
the bus throw. We have less of these bluffers around, but there will be stories coming out this week.
No, locker room leaks.
Yeah, locker room leaks.
But
Tactics they don't like. He's too cold. He's too hot. Yada, yada, yada. That is also like a key ingredient in the pre-sack environment.
But I've learned to ignore that. I've learned to ignore that because the players are part of the problem. And so, like, this is where we get into the, yes, Ruben Amram's system is not working.
No.
It's failing, and he's stubborn, and he won't change it. So Ruben Amram, in my opinion, will look back at this, and, you know, I'm speculating here. The Grimsby Town defeat was the fatal wound, and he'll be sort of living on and will eventually, you know, just like the Liverpool 7-1 was a fatal wound for Ole, but it wasn't until Watford where he got just like the drubbing or whatever.
Right.
You know,
7-1 was Ten Hag, which was also probably a precursor that should have come soon after.
You know, so that's just sort of, it feels like to me the fatal wound has already been made, and he's sort of kind of reeling, and it's going to be game to game like this. He won't get fired anytime soon, but if this keeps up, the next thing is the players are going to sort of give up on him and the system and, you know, all of this. And we've seen this movie so many times before. But for me, it's just heartbreaking because this is a great club. But I truly believe if you watch any storied franchise that falls into this 20 or 30-year malaise that United has, it's a disease in the building. It's like everywhere. Like, again, I'm a fan of the New York Giants. It's a great example of like a team that used to have some respectability. And now they, no matter what they do, they're horrible. They like find ways to lose. They hire the wrong manager. They back them longer than they should. Like the whole thing, every call they make is wrong. And they're a joke and everyone laughs at them. And it becomes where it's like they've laughed at you so long that it's not even funny. And you don't even know what direction is up. And you can't make a good call. And even when you do get a good player, you ruin them because you don't have enough good players around them to like support them. So you're just ruining players hands over fist, and you're just like in a pit of despair trying to climb out of it. And that's what United is. So anyone who thinks firing Amram is the solution to all of our problems is wrong. The solution to all of our problems, and always has been, is what Ralph Rangnick said, which is open heart surgery. You have to get rid of Bruno Fernandes. Like Bruno Fernandes leaving to Saudi, that was the right decision. Should have left. I, as a fan, I do like him as a player, but we just don't need him anymore. It's time to move on and rebuild from scratch. Delo, he has to go. Like, same thing with Maguire. All these guys that are left over from this whole, like, sack five manager situation. You got to get rid of all of them. You need to burn it all to the ground so that you can get brand new players and a brand new manager who's just a good vibes guy. Gareth Southgate, 4-4-2, good vibes, can handle the press, keep the vibes good, not ruin the players, and just play some semblance of mid-table football for 3 to 4 years while you actually build a roster, because we can't afford to just turn it over in one transfer window. The thing about Ruben Amram, and when Sir Jim appointed him, like we said, we don't have £1 billion to turn over the entire team in 1 or 2 windows. And that was what was required for Amram to work. And you're seeing it not work because we didn't have the £1 billion. We couldn't get the Baleba. We couldn't get the Donnarumma. We couldn't even get the wingbacks. the first thing to do with his system is sign world-class wingbacks. We did not do that. So how could we win when we don't even have that? You're looking at Mazraoui playing right wingback. Is that really what's going to have us beat City? No, but Amram won't change it. He will go on to do good things elsewhere, and it's a problem where United couldn't deliver the squad in enough time for him to succeed, and he will get the axe. And he should be more flexible, by the way. If he wants to be here long-term, he should be open to playing a different system to find the best way to play with these players to stop the bleeding. And some boring-ass manager, Sean Dyche, Gareth Southgate, they will do that. That is who is going to coach Manchester United next. No one will be happy about it, but that's probably the direction we're heading. And it sucks, but we are in this pit of despair, and we have to slowly get out of it by playing like organized football and not stick to a system or the next hot manager. And Sir Jim is going to have to eat the biggest L because he fired Ashworth and hired Ruben Amram, and this is his call. And looking at it, it's got to kill him.
Well, that's the big thing. Is like I don't have confidence that we can turn the ship around under Jim Ratcliffe, because the biggest problem with Jim Ratcliffe is Jim Ratcliffe. And he gets too involved, and he's micromanaging every decision that's been made. He was doing that pre-Ashworth and post-Ashworth. He's still the one making the calls. He was the one probably pushing Omar to get a sexy manager like Ruben Amram, even though we didn't have the system behind him to set it up. And at the same time, he doesn't have the cash or the appetite to go whole hog and be like, fuck it, we need Emi Martinez and Sen Lamens, because that's what we needed this summer.
Yep.
If you looked at it, you said you take the pressure off him. You don't run him back on Bayern Deer. Oh, no, we're going to do that. We need to get another striker in addition to Benjamin Šeško. We're not going to do that half measures. Same in the midfield, half measures. You can't do that. Look what City did. They missed it in the league. They got the best goalkeeper in the world, no problem, and they didn't even blush about it. Now, part of the thing is they are cheating, actively cheating right now, because their transfer fees that they're able to spend each year are propped up based on UAE sponsorships, which are not really valid, are inflated X, Y, and Z. That's not going to change.
Allegedly, and currently in litigation.
Is Ratcliffe going to get an ability to actually fix this? I think this is all playing out where Ratcliffe doesn't turn the ship, and he has to sell. And they are forced to sell, because at the end of the day, he's going to lose his exclusivity in terms of running the club. I think it already is passed. Glazers are going to get itchy feet. We're going to get a sovereign that comes in and sniffs around and still wants to.
I think we're a couple years away from that, but
that's coming.
No, I agree. That's definitely the direction we're going. But this whole get rid of Ashworth, don't let him sign the players, and hire Ruben Amram was Barada and Sir Jim, and that was the wrong call. It was the wrong call simply because yes, he's the sexy new manager up and coming in Europe, but he plays a completely different system. And we could barely win with the 11 that we have on the field, and then we couldn't even buy the players that were required. We needed probably 3 midfielders, probably 3 or 4 wing backs if we ever had a shot with Ruben Amram. We bought 2 10s and a striker. You have to have. The midfield is so important because you see how open it is. You have to have world-class players in that position, and the wingbacks have to know when to go. The problem with Manchester United, and you watch for City, is that when the wingbacks push up, City's like, great, now we got numbers. And if you were playing the system right, and you have world-class wingbacks and talent who can get up and down and can sense danger, you're going to be all right playing that way. But if you don't, you're fucked, and that's what Manchester United are. And Sir Jim, it's all in his hands, and it's like, it's clear as day. The shit sandwich starts at the top. The appointment of Amram, firing Ashworth. It should have been, I hate to say it, it should have been like Southgate or Sean Dyche and 4-4-2 and get rid of everybody and bring in new guys. And it's a culture thing at United, and you have to build the culture from basically scratch. Because they went away to the Etihad. They let in 1 goal and they dropped their heads. We got no toughness. We got no fight. We got no bite. It's intangible, but Roy Keane said it. Like, you didn't have a yellow in the derby. It's like, come on. Like, that is something you have to get at Manchester United.
The smartest guy in the room, the guy that was the most correct since 2013, was the Austrian that came and went, named Ralph Rangnick, and he said we needed open heart surgery, and we needed it this summer, we needed it last summer, we needed it for summers and summers, because we got 3 new starter quality players, and that's, even Šeško is still like a project to be, really, Cunha and Mbumo. Chelsea bought 10 players, 8 of which are like technically started. We needed to turn the squad. We needed to turn the squad over, and we did not. They did half measures once again. They're trying to get away with it. It will not work. We're not going to end up in Europe, and they're going to be in a position where they're going to have to fire their manager before he even hits his 1-year anniversary. I think it's the 11th or 12th of September. Excuse me, of November. There's no way he makes it in like 2 months.
I think he makes it to December, but I think so. The writing's on the wall. And look, we're talking about this. It's painful. It sucks. Amram did not help his cause. We have to get to the fact,
stubborn.
It's a complicated shit sandwich. We're breaking it down. Like, Ineos deserves the blame, but whatever. Like, Ruben Amram Should be way more
He
flexible.
should be.
My indictment of him is he bottled the final. Like the final is it. Like that was everything. We win that final. The summer looks different. The squad he has looks different. And like life is results based. And ultimately losing that final put us behind the 8 ball. And he did horrible in that final.
Horrible.
He did horrible. It was his to win. And the stage was too bright for him. I still think he'll do well somewhere else. But the way he talks in the pressers, it's really bad. Like
Really bad.
The way he won't change is really bad. The system in the EPL is really bad. We said that when we hired him. Like I'm not sold on this. Like why are we overcomplicating it? And I think United needs to get more simple, not make it more like, hey, you know what? We sucked for a decade. Let's win with a new system. Let's hire a manager who plays a completely different way that nobody does and like win with a new system. That's a great idea. It's
The
like
system that
it's like what are we
basically
doing?
only a couple of like chippy clubs in the bottom half really play with it to kind of like shake things up. We have seen it a little bit, but it's not a prominent system of teams in the elite stages of the game. And at the same time, it's one
Just
thing.
watch the Champions
It's
League.
one. First of all, when you're young, you shouldn't be. I mean, I guess young people are stubborn, and then as you're older, you get wiser, and you realize you have to have flexibility. That's what killed him. It's one thing to be like, it's gonna kill him. He hasn't even fired yet, but it's coming. We know this. American Red Devils were at 700 pods plus. We've seen this movie before, time and time again.
No, it's
We
heartbreaking.
know this. We don't want this. Nobody,
It's like watching Ole,
But
like your old dog. Your old dog.
he's-
It's like the old dog. You don't want to. You're like stay. It's like
he's
Ole,
hanging
same
himself,
thing.
sir. He's hanging
Yes, he's
himself
firing
because
himself. That's
he
fair.
won't be flexible at all. I've never seen a manager once in the history of like top managers be like, I will not change it. Even in the face of true disaster, I will not face it. I will not change it. That's like, okay, you're very stubborn. Good for you.
Well, that's a really funny thing because that's another sign of managers getting fired is they start changing it.
Well, he
Too
can
much.
use that. He
You
can
know,
use
where they
that. He's
start
not
like
changing it.
only start going back 3,
I
back
know,
2,
I
back
know.
10. They
Ole
start.
was doing
That's
everything.
like
Ole was doing
another. That's
everything.
another sign of managers getting fired is when they start changing it like crazy. And Amram's just, hey, you know what? When you ever see the movies and you see the captain and he's like, I'm going down with the ship, and the ship sinks in the ocean and he's gone. Like that's admirable. And then
Because he doesn't die. He
He's
gets
going
a
with the
check.
ship,
He
man.
gets a check, bro.
He's like Titanic. I'm
Yeah.
down with the ship, baby. Like that's what he's doing. He's just like, I'm going down with the ship. Salute all the way
He
into
gets
the
a
cold
payday,
ocean.
bro. He gets a payday.
Cold ocean blue. I don't think it's gonna be as much as Ten Hag. I think Ineos at least learned from that. All right, I think that's a good enough manager call.
got a next
Tough
match.
for ARD. We're not hammering him. We're not hammering him out. We're just calling balls and strikes. And
You just
this
see it coming.
guy.
You see it coming.
When things are going that bad and you refuse to change it, there's no like worldies on the bench that are going to come and save him. Like we have to win games, we have to get results, and it hasn't been good enough. But that's why we got next match.